Welcome to another episode of Reviews of Stuff. This is more or less a follow-up video to a video that I had done about Sony UX560 stereo digital recorder. I talked a lot about the actual recorder and didn't speak much about the microphone, which is what we're going to be discussing today, along with the settings of the recorder. The microphone itself is the Sony ECMCS3. That's this little guy right here. And I want to do different settings because, like I mentioned before, I do use WAV format files because WAV is the best thing that plays back in the same speed that it records. A lot of people think that using MP3 or at 196K or whatever is the good thing to do. No, that's very incorrect because the playback speed, it's different, so it's going to sync off the audio. So that's a little fun fact for you guys to be aware of. When you do separate audio recordings for your videos and then you sync them in post, make sure that you do record in WAV because the WAV files play back in the exact same speed as it's recorded, and it syncs in perfectly with any video footage that you use, as long as you use either digital video images such as 1080 or 4K. Anything lower than that, it wouldn't matter because the quality is going to be so bad, it really wouldn't matter. Why even bother using anything that's below 1080? So I do want to do different audio microphone tests today on the Sony recorder. The way I have it set now that we've been listening to me is on medium. That's the way I have it set right now. This is the audio test for medium setting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. The reason why I say that is because there are different settings. There's an auto setting on the recorder, which I don't use. I did test it before and the quality was very bad because what happens is if there's a moment of silence in between your footage or your recording, it brings up the ambiance sound and it just sounds like hissing noise. It just boosts the noise until you start speaking again, and then it balances back out. It's just too much back and forth with that. So I try to stay away from the auto. So what I want to do is test the high, the medium, and the low. I did think that I was happy with the medium setting, but as I played back that first video, which is the one that I'm reviewing, the actual Sony UX560 digital recorder, I wasn't too happy, not only with the image. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I went back to my Canon with the flip out screen because it looks much better than the camera that I used for that particular video. Didn't like the image quality at all. So I went back to this Canon, even though that other camera was a Canon, but that's more used for still photography. I do that as well. So it has built-in video recording capabilities. I just wasn't happy with the quality of the playback, so I went back to this HD Canon camera with the flip out screen, which is even better because the touch screen on the side that flips out, I can also see myself and it keeps me in focus. So I love that about this. So that's why you probably see the clearer image than the last video. So I'm gonna go now into the recording settings. Like I said, this first test is in medium. And now, mind you, all of this is going to be at 44.1 kilohertz at 16-bit because, again, I try to use the best quality. Again, that's WAV format, which will play back exactly at the same speed as it was recorded in. So that's like the best to use to sync into any video footage. So again, this is medium input on the Sony microphone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to switch now over to the low setting just to give you guys an idea of why I don't use low setting. So that's going to be what you're going to hear next. Okay, now we are set to low. The microphone input on the Sony UX560 digital stereo recorder is set to low. So this is probably what you would hear on your playbacks. So this is just an audio test for that setting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Audio test 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna switch it over to high just to see what quality that is. I noticed on the meters, because I did mention this recorder does have level meters, and it peaked a little bit. It was too hard on the tip, and I don't like when it records hot like that because it's noticeable on the playback. So, but again, we'll test it again now. When I come back, this is gonna be set to high, but right now this audio test is set to low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Now we are on high. The external microphone, the Sony, is now set to high on the recorder. The Sony recorder, which is, like I mentioned before, the UX560 digital recorder. This is set to high. This is too loud, I think. I think it's not something I would use when it's just being used for audio to sync and post with video. I just think it's the meters they peak too hard, so, and that's not good. But again, I just wanted to put this out there to see what it would sound like set on high. I don't think it's something that I'm going to use, but that's the settings so far. I don't think I want to do auto because, like I said, it goes all over the place, and then if I stay quiet for a minute, you're going to hear ambient noise just rise, and it's going to sound kind of crazy. So I won't do that testing, but maybe to give you guys an idea of what it is that I mean by that whole auto and then bringing up the background automatically when you are silent or quiet, what that sounds like, that hissing, it just sounds like noise. But I think I'll do that just so you guys can get an idea. Be right back with that. Okay, now this setting is auto. Now you probably hear me nice and leveled because the recorder itself is picking up its own compression, so it'll know more or less how loud to make any voice that is picking up sound on playback. But because it's set to auto, it's also going to want to pick up sounds in the background. In case this was a meeting and I'm quiet and there are other people talking, you're going to get an idea of what it's like when it picks up the ambient sound in the background and raises it up, how it sounds like just hissing noise. Here we go. It's funny because I just looked down at the meters and the noise that it's picking up, I'm hoping you guys heard it, but I can see it on the meters of the recorder, how much noise it was actually picking up. So that's why I stay away from this particular setting that you're listening to right now, which is auto. I would not use the auto setting on the Sony UX560 digital recorder. No, not a good idea. I'll be back with the regular setting that I used in the beginning of the video, right after this. And here we're back with my original setting for the recorder, which is the one we're talking about. It's the Sony UX560 stereo digital recorder, along with the Sony ECMCS3 microphone, which is this little guy right here. So that's basically it. I've decided on keeping it on medium because I think that's the best for me, for my post-production syncing. That's what I've been using, medium. But who knows, maybe after listening to all this back, I may switch it to low or see really how bad high sounds. But for right now, the majority of this video is, for me, default at medium. Because you can always work on the levels in post. If it's too low, you raise it up. So again, it's me, Felix Fingers, your host of reviews of stuff. So next time that I find something else to review or give you my ideas on, you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.